Okay, today we're talking about the NEEWER. This is a camera tripod monopod, and it is model number TP64. Okay, so here's the big news about this. I'm going to zoom out so you can see it better, but the big news on this is that it's a huge tripod. Not always huge. It's not big, like bulky or heavy or anything like that. It's actually small and compact, but it's huge when you fully extend it, which we'll show you in a second. Right now, the legs are fully extended. They are flip locks, which, you know, some people love flip locks. Some people love the twist locks like you have on this tree root tripod of mine, which I absolutely love. But we're talking about the NEEWER, so let's get back to that. And this has a nice little fluid head and a little, you know, it's enough to do what you need. I don't think this extends at all. No. So, you know, and it's smooth. I mean, it's for an inexpensive little fluid head, pretty smooth actually. I'm pretty surprised with that. Anyway, so with the center column, which extends here, with the center column fully tucked, so not extended at all, it's about eye level with me. I'm just about 6 foot tall, so with the camera it's a little bit above eye level for your average person, or a tall average person. So I have the measurements in a photo, but about 5.5 feet to there. Okay, then you extend the center column, which is locked. Let me unlock it. And then this goes up to another foot plus. Okay, so that gets you whatever that measurement is. I have that in the photos as well, right? It's pretty tall. That is, you know, 7 feet high or so. Okay, but wait, there's more. This actually goes even higher. So there's another tube inside of that center column that you can raise even further. See, and that gets us all the way to the ceiling. Now these are 9-foot ceilings, so well, it's not almost to it, but it's pretty high. It's probably 8 feet plus. Again, measurements are in the photos. So you have that, and way over eye height. In fact, it's higher than even my arms can reach. So there's that. Okay, so why does that go that high? Well, it's because you actually can unlock this and then tilt this at any angle. It's there's like a little rosette in there, so you know, not any angle, but let me just tighten this a bit. So there's little teeth, you know, on the rosette, so you can get like a few degrees between each tooth, and so you can set it at different angles. And you can put it, you know, at a 90-degree angle and have it pointing straight down, like as an overhead, which I'll show you one-handed here. So there's a 90-degree, and so if you wanted to have this, let's say, overlooking a table that you're showing a product on or something, and you still retain your fluid head and, you know, all of your adjustments, and so that's pretty nice, right? And then we can tuck this all back in. I don't know what the height of that is, but I would say it's a few inches higher than just the center column, when it's the one center column, not both. So whatever that height was in that measurement, somewhere around 7 feet or so. And then this locks down, and I mean, it's sturdy. It's not really wobbly or anything when you have that locked down. So, and then you just turn a knob, and this thing goes down inside again, right? Lock that down, and then you have one more here on the, and boom, they're all back down to 5.5 feet or so. And you have standard quick release plate, which is an Arca Swiss and compatible with Arca Swiss stuff. This one's a little different. You have to unscrew it all the way, and then you can kind of pull up on one side to pop the plate out like that. right? It doesn't slide in like some. It's actually like you have to push the little red button, and then it'll allow it to click down in there, and then you have your, you know, screw to tighten it. Oops, I think I'm going the wrong way. No, that's the right way. Working backwards, one-handed, looking through a phone. Okay. So yeah, Arca Swiss, fluid head, and it's pretty nice. Seems to be a standard little fluid head that you could probably move to other tripods if you wanted. I actually like this little fluid head. You can, you know, lock knobs on the axes, which is kind of nice. The only thing I encountered was a little bit of grinding when I tried to tighten up the, yeah, there it is. Listen. So I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to like adjust the tension on the pan axis, because when I did, I got some weird grinding, which isn't cool. So on the other axis, it seems you can do that, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it seems to be making it more or less tight on that axis. So there you go. I believe what this is doing when I'm turning this is it's just pushing a, you know, screw head into whatever's under there, and it's grinding and not good. So don't do that. So it seems like the pan, you might be stuck with whatever tension that has, but it feels pretty good and it's smooth. So you'll be up. See, it just did it again. You can hear it. I don't know what the heck that is, but that's loose. So apparently not loose enough. Now it's fine. So you have to make sure that's quite loose, or you may have grinding. My concern is that that might end up falling out over time, because you have to keep it unscrewed a bunch. Not a bunch, but a few turns, a couple turns. Okay, so just something to be aware of. What else to mention? Okay, so the one leg here you can see, I'm going to zoom in. The one leg here you can see has like a lock and unlock symbol, and what that is you basically unscrew that, and that is a monopod. Now that has a 3/8 stud on it, so if you have a ball head or a fluid head or something, make sure it's 3/8, or you're going to need to use a little adapter, which then makes that stick up further. So I kind of wish they had used a 1/4 inch on that, and then you could easily just add a ring to make it 3/8, but whatever. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to screw this back together because things are falling, and you don't want to watch the back of my hand. Okay, so screwing it back in, and there's that. So you have a monopod, 3 sections. It's about 4 feet long or so. Okay, what else is there? So on the feet are decent. You know, they're rubber tipped, but there's no spikes. There's no chance to change the mount to spikes. They don't unscrew, they don't pop off, they don't anything. So you got rubber feet, and that's what you get. No little hinges so that they stay level. It's a budget tripod, and so it's a budget build. But nonetheless, it's still quite a nice little tripod. And you can find the weight in the specs, but it's not very heavy. So I think that's all there is for me to talk about. Pretty standard fare otherwise. Those are the standout features as far as I'm concerned. You know, you have your usual, you know, the weight hook in the middle to hang like your backpack to make it more stable. Not sure. There's a mount here. It looks like maybe a 1/4-20 thread, which is kind of nice. You can mount like a monitor or something there, and a little magic arm or something. I think it's the only one. No, there's one on each side, so that's nice. You get 2 different mounts. Nice little addition. I don't see any other screw mounts anywhere. Nope. So there you have it, the NEEWER tripod. It's a really nice little unit, man. This will become sort of my daily driver thing I toss in the car, so I always have something with me. So hope you enjoy it.
Massachusetts.